seeming to speak hypothetically during her police interview. Darren Kavinoky, what is the jury going to do with all these lies and these goofy stories, and how is the defense going to pull something together that the jury is likely to believe, and is the jury going to drink that Kool-Aid?
Yeah, well, she better hope that the jury drinks that Kool-Aid, because there are two battles that are being fought here. The first one is over guilt and innocence, and then, of course, the second one is about the penalty phase and about really saving her life if you're on the defense side. So she's told many conflicting stories, but one of the most interesting things to me about this case is that the notion of self-defense, that she did this out of saving her own skin, it didn't come from any police interview that she gave. That came from something her lawyers filed, which was a notice of self-defense earlier in the case. And so ultimately, if they're going to fulfill on that promise, she's going to have to take the stand. But there's nothing about this case from which we could elicit facts that would allow them to argue self-defense.
That's interesting. Jill, you want to ask?
Darren, doesn't that hurt her that her lawyers, the defense team, decided to go that route? Because if in fact that is the case, and you are feeling like your life is threatened, 29 times you got to stab the guy, you got to shoot him too, and then you don't call the police.
She's going to be one. She got some explaining to do, right?
But my point is,
like Ricky Ricardo.
Most people feel threatened, they call the police. That is something she did not do right away.
But in the heat of the moment, and it's an interesting notion, but in the heat of the moment, the idea that there were multiple stab wounds, multiple death blows, that's actually consistent with self-defense. When somebody is trying to stop a threat, they don't just do one shot.
But
they
Darren,
don't just stab one time.
If you look at the timeline, and the timeline is clearly pointed out on the camera that was actually taking pictures, what threat was he posing? Naked, wet, in a shower. The photos actually went off at 5:30.
I'm gonna jump in and say Jillian ain't drinking that
I do not drink that Kool-Aid.
So I'm not saying it's a great argument. I'm saying that those are the cards that she's got to play. And ultimately, again, keeping in mind that we're also fighting the battle for her life, she's got to take the stand, because she's not likable at all when you lay out the chronology of lies. And if she doesn't get up there on the stand and come across as personable, or as Abe said, she's well-read, she's got this other side, she can come off as an attractive personality, she's got to get some of those jurors, at least one of those jurors, if not voting not guilty, at least voting to spare her life.
Okay, hang on, guys. Darren, I'm going to jump in. I've got just a couple minutes left with Abe here. And Abe, again, thank you so much for joining us on this show. You dated Jodi. She stopped in Pasadena, I guess.